It seems to me there's a whole lot of things going on in this world today that ought not to be going on. A look at the morning newspaper can take away my appetite for breakfast. Somehow I just can't enjoy those eggs or looking at the latest pictures from Vietnam, or for that matter reading those big numbers in the casualty list. But smarter folks than me say our boys have got to be there, and that's why most of us folks at home are ready to stand behind them.
We have as much ability and integrity and morality and intelligence as do all the bureaucrats in Washington have, and we don't have to have them to tell us what to do.
There was a picture the other morning that took the taste right out of my cup of coffee. It showed a trail of smoke curling up from the ashes of a burning draft card.
So I suppose they must like Castro and Khrushchev's tactics, so if there are any members of the National Press Club in the hearing of my voice, let me say what I said on Face the Nation. As far as I'm personally concerned, they can take their certificate and they know what they can do with it.
Now there's one for Smokey the Bear. It's gonna take more than a ranger's hat to stop that fire from spreading. Then there was this feller from out of town that made that speech over at the college. Got a lot of folks mighty riled up. That was the first time the sheriff ever had to call the county seat for help just to keep things looking peaceful. Somehow the sheriff didn't look right standing there on Main Street wearing a big steel helmet.
We have found that the courts in this country have made it impossible to convict a criminal. And one of the great issues in our nation today is the matter of being molested on the streets of the largest cities and in the parks of our nation. That's one of the great issues.
A friend of mine from the city said they had a real ruckus there the other day. Lots of folks took the day off, I guess. They nailed some cardboard signs to a bunch of sticks and had a parade right up City Hall. Wasn't really much of a parade, though. They didn't have any marching bands and nobody was carrying an American flag.
You get hit in the head today on a public street, while the man who hit you, he's out of jail before you get even in the hospital, much less out of the hospital.
The employment office over at the new factory was trying to hire some youngsters last week. They put ads in the paper and had a bunch of applications printed up, but they didn't do too much good. Seems like a lot of youngsters today are more interested in protesting than contesting.
My job is toting in the wood and drawing the water and putting out. And I'm winding the clock and putting the cats out at night.
But if I thought all the time about the bad things in America, I wouldn't have time to think about the good.
Big government has just about destroyed individual liberty and freedom in our country.
In spite of a few that get their pictures in the paper and their names in the headlines for being against everything, there's a whole lot more that know how to count their blessings.